Sunnydale was a happy place. Nestled in a valley surrounded by rolling hills, it was a village where joy and laughter were a part of everyday life. The air was always filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the gentle hum of bees collecting nectar. The villagers were known for their warm smiles and friendly waves, always ready to lend a helping hand to one another. People smiled, birds sang, the sun always shined. The sky was a brilliant blue, often dotted with fluffy white clouds that seemed to float lazily by. Children played in the meadows, their laughter echoing through the village, while elders sat on benches, sharing stories of old times. It was a place where everyone felt at home. In the middle of Sunnydale stood a magical tree. This tree was unlike any other, with a trunk that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight and branches that stretched out like welcoming arms. It was a tree that had been there for as long as anyone could remember, a silent guardian of the village. It was the kindness tree. The villagers believed that this tree had a soul, a gentle spirit that watched over them and brought them together. Its roots ran deep into the earth, connecting it to the very heart of Sunnydale. This tree was very special. It had leaves that sparkled with a golden light, especially when the sun's rays touched them. Each leaf seemed to glow with a warmth that could be felt by anyone who stood beneath its branches. Its leaves sparkled with golden light. The villagers often said that the tree's glow was a reflection of the kindness and love that flowed through Sunnydale. It was a beacon of hope and a symbol of the unity that bound the villagers together. The kindness tree loved Sunnydale. It seemed to respond to the villagers' emotions, its leaves rustling gently when they were happy and shimmering brightly when they showed acts of kindness. And Sunnydale loved the kindness tree. The villagers took great care of it, ensuring that its roots were well watered and its branches free from harm. They believed that as long as the tree thrived, so would their village. The tree brought joy to everyone. It was a place where people gathered to celebrate, to find solace, and to connect with one another. Under its branches they felt a sense of peace and belonging. It reminded them to be kind. Acts of kindness were a daily occurrence in Sunnydale, inspired by the presence of the kindness tree. Whether it was helping a neighbor with their chores or sharing a meal with someone in need, the villagers always found ways to show their love and compassion. When people were kind, the tree glowed. Its leaves would shimmer even more brightly, casting a golden light that seemed to envelop the entire village. It was as if the tree was saying thank you for the kindness shown. It was a beautiful sight. The glow of the tree was a reminder of the beauty that kindness could bring into the world. It was a sight that filled the villagers with pride and joy. The villagers loved to gather under the tree. It was a place where they could come together, share their stories, and create new memories. The tree's presence made every gathering special. They would share stories and laugh together. The laughter of friends and family echoed through the branches, creating a symphony of joy that could be heard throughout Sunnydale. Children played hide-and-seek amongst its shimmering leaves. The tree's branches provided the perfect hiding spots, and its leaves rustled with delight as the children ran and laughed. The kindness tree was the heart of Sunnydale. It was the center of village life, a place where everyone felt connected and cherished. The tree's presence was a constant reminder of the love and kindness that defined Sunnydale. Everyone felt happy under the kindness tree. It was a place where worries seemed to melt away, replaced by a sense of peace and contentment. It was a magical place. The kindness tree was more than just a tree. It was a symbol of everything that made Sunnydale special. Its magic was in the way it brought people together and inspired them to be their best selves, and it was a reminder to always be kind. The tree's presence was a gentle nudge to the villagers to continue their acts of kindness, to spread love and joy, and to keep the spirit of Sunnydale alive. One day, something changed. The kindness tree looked different. It was as if the very essence of the tree had shifted. The vibrant energy that once radiated from it seemed to have dimmed. The villagers, who often found solace under its branches, noticed the change immediately. Its branches drooped, its leaves turned brown. The once lush and green foliage now looked lifeless and dry. The tree that had always stood tall and proud now seemed to be bowing under an invisible weight. The golden light was gone. The tree looked sad. It was as if the tree's spirit had been extinguished, leaving behind a shell of its former self. The light that used to dance through its leaves was now a distant memory. The villagers were worried. They loved their tree. It had been a symbol of hope and kindness for generations. They gathered around it, whispering their concerns and wondering what could have caused such a drastic change. What was wrong? Omar and Aisha were two kind children. They had grown up playing under the tree's shade, listening to the stories it seemed to tell through the rustling of its leaves. They lived in Sunnydale. They loved the kindness tree. It was more than just a tree to them. It was a friend, a guardian, and a source of endless wonder. Seeing it sad made them sad too. They couldn't bear to see their beloved tree in such a state. It felt as if a part of their own happiness had been taken away.
We have to help the tree. Omar's voice was filled with determination. He knew that they couldn't just stand by and do nothing.
But how? Aisha's voice was tinged with worry. She wanted to help but didn't know where to start.
We need to find out why it's sad, Omar said, his mind racing with possibilities. They needed answers, and they needed them fast.
Omar and Aisha decided to talk to the wisest person in Sunnydale. They knew that if anyone could help them understand what was happening, it would be Elder Harun. They went to see Elder Harun. He knew everything about the village and the tree. His wisdom was legendary, and the children hoped he could shed some light on the mystery of the kindness tree's sadness. Elder Harun lived in a small house. It was near the edge of the village. He was sitting on his porch. He was reading a book.
Hello, Elder Harun.
Aisha waved.
Why is the kindness tree sad?
Elder Harun smiled.
The tree is sad because the village is sad.
Omar and Aisha were confused.
But why is the village sad?
Elder Harun closed his book. He looked at the children. It was time to share the tree's secret. Elder Harun pointed to the kindness tree.
That tree is special. Its magic comes from kindness.
Kindness?
Yes. The tree feeds on the kindness of the villagers. When people are kind, the tree grows strong.
Omar and Aisha understood. The tree was sad because the villagers had forgotten to be kind.
What can we do?
We need to remind everyone to be kind.
Elder Harun smiled.
That's a wonderful idea. Go, my children. Spread kindness throughout Sunnydale.
Omar and Aisha looked around Sunnydale.
It was true.
People weren't being kind anymore. Two children were fighting over a toy. A man bumped into a woman and didn't even say sorry. A little girl was crying and no one stopped to help her. Omar and Aisha felt sad. Sunnydale had forgotten how to be kind. The kindness tree was right to be sad.
We have to do something.
Let's show everyone how to be kind again.
Omar and Aisha decided to spread kindness everywhere they went. They helped the children share their toys. They helped an old woman carry her groceries. They even gave their own snacks to the crying little girl. Slowly, something magical started to happen. As Omar and Aisha spread kindness, other people started to be kind too. The children who were fighting started playing together. The man who bumped into the woman apologized, and everyone rushed to help the crying little girl. With each act of kindness, something amazing happened. The villagers of Sunnydale had always known the importance of kindness, but, over time, they had forgotten its true power. They were reminded of this when they saw the kindness tree, a magical tree that thrived on the goodwill of the people around it. The kindness tree started to change. Its branches lifted, its leaves turned green, the golden light returned. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. The once withered branches now reached out to the sky as if embracing the warmth and love that surrounded it. The leaves, which had been dull and lifeless, now shimmered with a vibrant green hue, reflecting the rejuvenated spirit of the community. The tree was happy again. The villagers were amazed. They gathered around the tree, their faces filled with wonder and joy. It was as if the tree was a mirror, reflecting the kindness and unity of the people back to them. The air was filled with laughter and the sound of children playing. a stark contrast to the somber silence that had once enveloped the village. They had forgotten how good it felt to be kind. They learned their lesson. The simple acts of kindness they performed not only revived the tree, but also rekindled a sense of community and togetherness. They realized that kindness was a powerful force that could bring about positive change, not just in the tree, but in their own lives as well. Kindness wasn't just important for the tree, it was a vital part of their lives. The villagers understood that their actions had a ripple effect, spreading positivity and joy throughout the community. They made a pact to continue their acts of kindness, ensuring that the tree and their village would remain vibrant and full of life. It was important for everyone. The spirit of kindness brought people closer, fostering a sense of belonging and mutual respect. The villagers began to see each other not just as neighbors, but as friends and family, united by their shared commitment to kindness. Sunnydale was no longer a sad place. The village, once shrouded in gloom, was now a beacon of hope and happiness. The streets were filled with the sounds of cheerful conversations and the sight of smiling faces. The transformation was evident in every corner of the village. It was a happy place again. The children played freely, their laughter echoing through the air. The adults engaged in meaningful conversations, sharing stories and experiences. The sense of community was stronger than ever, and the village thrived in this newfound harmony. The kindness tree glowed brightly, shining its light on everyone. It stood as a symbol of the power of kindness, a reminder that even the smallest acts of goodwill could lead to extraordinary transformations. The villagers of Sunnydale had learned a valuable lesson, one that they would carry with them for generations to come. To celebrate, the villagers decided to have a party. They gathered under the kindness tree. They sang songs, danced, and shared stories. Omar and Aisha were happy. They had helped save the kindness tree. They had reminded everyone about the power of kindness. From that day on, the villagers of Sunnydale never forgot to be kind. They knew that kindness was the key to happiness, and they lived happily ever after under the watchful eyes of the magical kindness tree.